welcome back to the Shane and I Show. My name is Shane.
I'm Max, and there's a claw where an arm used to be, but now it's made of rocks and sticks.
Is that from a song?
Nah, man, that I could walk you through the whole mental process that led to that, but it wouldn't be.
How about the world is a vampire?
Yeah, it is.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage.
Yeah. I remember that song came out, and I was like, man, I don't know if I love it or I hate it, but I'll listen to it.
Because I feel like a rat in a cage.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the podcast about nothing.
That makes you think of something. Excuse me. I was sipping a delicious sip of beverage. That's a cat.
Is that again?
Just let it be.
I was able to mute it out last time, so I'll be able to mute it out this time.
I hope so.
So, yeah, man, we're back. At this point, I think we're going to start calling this the bi-monthly-ish podcast.
I mean, that's fair.
Because we can hit twice a month.
We can hit twice a month. I mean, we hit every other week. We're usually pretty good with every other week.
Yeah.
On rare occasion, we do less. We do less than 2 weeks. On rare occasions, which just happened. Yeah, but then half the time we go more than 2 weeks.
So we're still technically the bi-weekly-ish podcast.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Okay. Got to remember that ish.
Yeah, the ish is very important.
The ish is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This podcast is sponsored by Mind Grinder Coffee.
www.mindgrindercoffee.com. Shane, give him the spiel.
Yeah, $15, man. Free if you get 2 pounds of coffee. Use code FREESHIPPING24 at checkout, and you get free shipping. It's 16 ounces of coffee. It's good coffee. I like it. I drink it on a regular, and I like to sell it.
16 ounces, that's a pound.
That is a pound. We don't chip you. We don't chip you on the pound.
Still can't say jip, but okay.
Okay. We don't cheap you on the pound.
Yeah, we don't cheap you on the pound. We don't Jew you on the price either.
You could say Jew, though. I can't say jip, but you could say Jew.
Are you a gypsy?
Dude, I don't think
I'm sorry, you can't even say gypsy anymore. Yeah.
What is the correct term?
Roma.
Yeah, she's ignoring this.
Yeah. No, whack her with it. Don't scratch her with it. She's a cat. She wants you to scratch her with a stick. Just give her a little thwack on the head if she gets close. See?
Yeah.
It worked.
Now people are going to be listening to it talking. They're going to be like, you guys are abusing animals on your episode.
Look, there's only one way to
skin
make
a cat.
I've been told more than one way to skin a cat, but there is only one way to make a cat leave.
And she was fucking with me.
Yeah, if she's really intense.
Because your cat, that cat right there knows I'm allergic.
Yeah, she does.
And she fucks with me every time I come over.
Yeah, she does. She knows what she's doing.
She's an asshole.
She's an asshole.
Yes.
Molly is, she's not as bad as Critter, but she can be a real asshole.
Yeah.
It's just sort of a cat thing, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
But one surefire way to make them leave you alone when they're being an asshole, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do.
Give them a good thwack on the head. I'm not saying like beat them.
No, that was a little tap.
Yeah, just enough of a thwack on the head to get their attention. Yeah. and they'll leave you be for a minute. Yeah, they'll come back. You got to give them another thwack.
They'll forget in 5 minutes or whatever. So we're not abusing animals here.
We're not abusing animals here.
Just teaching them how to have a little respect.
Yeah. And you people over at PETA, I know your hackles are hackling and your blood pressure's rising, but listen, nobody gets away with more shit in this house than the cats.
Dude, and their cats get away with all kinds of shit here.
Yeah, and let me tell you something else, you people. The cats have plenty of times caused actual physical harm to yours truly. I've never done that to the cats, so...
One of the cats farted in his mouth.
Right in my mouth. Have you ever been mouth? And we had just adopted her, so she had like street guts. Because she was a rescue. She was not one of those like,
she was a rescue.
Yeah, she was a rescue, and not one of the rescue where it's like, oh, it's our nice cat in our nice home had kittens and we're giving them away. Not that kind of rescue. This was like we found her in a box on a street with a bunch of other shitty little creatures.
Oh man, that's sad.
Well, you know, It is, but we got a critter out of it.
Yeah.
But she
Hence the name.
had the street guts.
Yeah.
And she farted those street guts right into my mouth.
So there you go. We're not abusing animals.
We're not abusing
If
animals.
anything, they're abusing us.
That's right.
So yeah, man, we're back with a new episode here. I wanted to talk about some things.
All right.
And I want to tell a story first.
Tell a story.
So last week.
A good story starts once upon a time, Shane.
Once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
Last week.
All right.
I was faced with a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Your hero.
My hero. Sean Penn?
Yeah.
Really?
No, me.
Oh, okay.
I was faced with the decision, man. I had paid my rent.
Mm-hmm.
I paid all my bills. Had a bunch of food in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Had some money left over.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
To kind of do whatever I wanted with.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's been a while since your boy has had enough money to do something worthwhile left over, just burning a hole in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So I had some options, right? My TV had recently gone out, just blew. I needed a new TV. That was one option.
Yeah.
The second option was to go get a tattoo. Just walk into a tattoo shop, say, give me that tattoo. Never done it before.
Yeah.
I've always planned my tattoos out. Never just walked into a shop and been like, give me that one off the wall.
It's probably the best way to do it. I once said to a guy, just draw whatever you want.
Yeah. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that spontaneous, maybe.
That's good.
The third decision was probably a bad one.
All right.
Could have probably caused some drama.
All right.
In my life.
All right.
Which would have been unnecessary.
All right.
Right. I'm wrestling with this decision. Excuse me. Wrestling with it, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had to weigh out the pros and the cons.
The pros and the cons.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't had to do this. It's extra money, dude.
Yeah.
It's extra money.
It's extra money.
Yeah. Or I could save the money, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not maybe I'm not that adult yet. I don't know, 52. Maybe I'm not that adult to save the money.
Yeah. Well.
But I was like, okay, so here's my options, right? This thing over here, this third thing over here, that's a bad idea that sounds like a really good idea and would be fun. No, that one's automatically out because it's just not going to end the way I want it to, which, I could go my way and yeah, I'm not going to get into more detail. It could just be done after it's done.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Okay.
Right? With no drama, no nothing.
Right.
Right? I don't think it was going to end that way. I don't think it would. I was really looking at the situation and I was really like, nah, I don't think that would happen. Mm-hmm. I think there would be a bunch of bullshit that went along with it that I really don't want in my life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that one was out really quickly.
Yes.
So then it was between the TV and the tattoo.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
The tattoo was sounding really enticing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
nothing like it.
What's that?
There's nothing like it.
There isn't. And the last one I got, it was like 2 years I planned it, right? Mm-hmm. 2 years to figure out what I wanted, 2 years to be like, okay, this is what I want, 2 years to figure out what shop I wanted. Like, I don't take them lightly. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I've never been a guy, like I said before, I've never been a guy that just walks into a shop and been like, give me that one.
Right.
Right. And I really wish I could, because it would have been really super cool to go to a tattoo shop and say, just give me that one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the end, I was just like, you know what? Maybe if I go get the TV and I have money left over to do that, I'll do it. Right. Mm-hmm. Then I went to the TV shop, dude. And I was like, you know what? I can't remember the last time I had a really fucking nice TV.
Right.
Right. A really fucking nice TV, wasn't given to me. I spent more than $100 on it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. I can't remember. And I really wanted one of those TVs where I could look on the little apps and there's my Hulu there. There's my Netflix there. You know what I mean? I don't got to fucking stream it from my phone into the TV. I wanted something modern.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
So I kind of went ahead and I bought a 50-inch TV. Mm-hmm. And it's just me in my room by myself, but I'm like, dude, when was the last time I had a really fucking nice? That's how I convinced myself in the store, right?
Yeah,
I was like, when was the last time you had a really fucking nice TV? It's going to be killer during football season. Mm-hmm. Killer during watching college games on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't really care if it's me by myself, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So the TV won.
All right.
TV the TV started trumping it, especially when I saw it and I turned it on in the store, and I was like, that's going to sound pretty awesome in my room.
That's the one.
That's
it right there.
So I originally was going to go, they had like a 65 inch on sale, but I was just like, you know what? That's a little much. I don't need that much. And then the guy was like, well, we have this 50 inches right here. And I'm like, well, that's a couple hundred. That's like, you know, maybe $50 over what I want to pay. And he's like, I can give you a discount. Gave me a discount, was exactly in my budget. Still had enough money left over, like, if I wanted to go out and eat and do something nice for myself, which I wound up doing later on.
Nice.
But dude, it was that decision process, right? It was like that whole, you ever been faced with something like where you're like, I could do this.
Yes.
And I know it's going to end bad.
Yes.
I could do this middle thing, which would be cool and it wouldn't harm anybody, but I don't know if I really want to do that.
Right.
Dude, that decision process, it was like, I'm pretty happy that I made the safe decision.
Yeah.
Right. I went with the thing that, like, I'm going to get a lot of joy out of the TV. I'd probably get a lot of joy out of the tattoo as well. But, and I know people are sitting there thinking, listen, and they're like, you should have got the tattoo, dude. But I'm going to tell you again, I am not a walk into the shop and say, give me that one guy.
Yeah.
So I want to know, like we were talking the last episode about, you know, just talking out of your mouth. Have you ever had an experience like that where you've had to like really weighing out the decisions and like that bad decision almost won? I'll tell you that bad decision. I was almost
I believe, well, the bad decision's always the one with the most draw. You know? It's always the one that's like, that's what I really want right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah. It wouldn't have ended fun. I'll tell you, I would have had fun.
Yeah.
But like I said, there would have been too much bullshit that went along with it afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
Wouldn't just be like, you know, I could go, you know, I'm going to tell you in the internet because I don't think she doesn't even know I have a podcast. I was going to hook up with this girl. And that was one of the decisions I was on the plate. She had pretty much told me, like, hey, if you want to have some fun sometime, give me a call.
Yeah.
Here's why I didn't do it.
Right.
I fucking work with her.
Oh, yeah, man. That's dicey.
And I've learned my lesson. I did that once before, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it was not fun when it ended. And that's why I said it could have ended badly.
Yeah.
And like, I like her as a friend. I like her as a person. And I like her as a coworker.
Yeah.
And I don't want to fuck that up. And if you're sitting there telling me that you can do it, it always ends bad. And that's been my experience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your job is not just a job. Like this is, you got a career at a company that you've been with for like a decade, right?
Right.
Yeah. Don't fuck around, man.
Yeah. And I haven't. And there have been plenty of, but this girl, man, she has a great personality. Like,
oh yeah, I'm sure the personality. Yeah.
And she talks a big game, and I wanted to see if she could back that. And there was a part of me that was really like, let's see if she could back that game. If she's really, if she's just talking game or if she's really down.
Right.
Right. So I did have to have a talk with her the other day about, hey, look, I'd rather keep this professional.
Yeah.
And she totally got it. She was totally like, oh yeah, I was, you know, I'm glad we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to mess up my workplace.
Oh,
she's relatively new to the company. So it's like, it's like, it could have been bad.
Yeah. And, you know, her being relatively new, she didn't have a lot to lose. But, you know, you got seniority, you got respect, you got all that. You got some shit to lose fucking around.
Yeah. And I like my job. So, but yeah, man, that was the decision. Those were the decisions, right?
Yeah.
It was like in one day. And it was like, I was happy with myself that I didn't go with that decision. Like I was pretty fucking satisfied that I got the TV.
Yes.
Right. That's why the tattoo seemed like a good idea because it was still taking care of that kind of urge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would still give me that that dopamine release, and I would have still had that relaxed kind of thing afterwards.
You always get a good endorphin rush out of a tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like the TV.
Nice.
So
there you go.
It's
TV.
nice.
There you go. Yeah.
It's nice. And don't give me no shit that I chose a TV over getting laid and getting a tattoo.
I ain't gonna give you no shit.
I was talking to the people listening. Somebody out there is gonna be like, I would have gotten the tattooed and gotten laid. It's not worth it, man.
Yeah, that same guy telling you that, he's already sitting sweet with his 50-inch TV. So
Yeah.
fuck him.
Yeah. He probably is married.
Yeah.
Trying to live vicariously through me.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to happen.
Not gonna
Not
happen.
going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
But yeah, man. Have you ever had an experience like that?
Yeah. Totally. I'm sure I have.
Totally.
No,
you're not gonna indulge me in this, are you?
I would love to indulge you, and off the top of my head, I can't think of like the best I can think of is because I've been like watching what I eat lately.
Right.
And
See,
trying
that's
to
a good
lose some
thing. That's a
weight.
good. It's the same kind of decision making.
It is, but like my little decision about like whether or not to get dessert after a meal seems trivial compared to what you just did.
But see, if you're going through weight loss, it's not trivial. It's a fucking hard thing, dude. Like when I was going through, like for me, I still wrestle with it, even though I know like to make the healthier choice now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I like the effect produced by the healthier choice.
Yeah.
But when I was first starting to get healthy, I still smoked a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Right. This is like probably 10 years ago when
Mm-hmm.
I first started doing CrossFit. I still smoked a pack of cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
I still fucking ate unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get any results from it. And I couldn't figure out why I didn't get any results from it.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I was dying on runs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I did.
Like just dying. But those little decisions, there's a payoff, right? Because when you make the right decision, you're like, okay, I got this. Around food, especially, it's one of those things, man, where it's like, once you make that decision the first time, you know.
The next time is a little easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've earned enough credit at some point where if you want to like go ham on dessert at some point, you can, and it's not going to really affect you one way or another.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're going to have lost enough weight at that point to where having a dessert isn't going to be the be all and end all of your diet. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'll tell you something else. In the fridge right now, in my refrigerator, there's a block of cheese.
A block of cheese.
Yeah.
At least it's not cookie dough.
Yeah. Well, I've been having a staring contest with this block of cheese for a fucking week.
Right.
And yes, at least it's not cookie dough. But I just
Max has a thing with cookie dough.
I do, but I have a bigger thing with cheese, and once or twice a day I just like stand there, fridge door open, and stare at this block of cheese like no, not this time, block of cheese.
Motherfucker.
But one of these days this block of cheese is gonna win. And I know there are people listening being like, well, does the block of cheese have to stay in your fridge? Fuck you people. I'm not ready to get rid of the block of cheese.
He's not that strong yet.
I'm not that strong yet.
He's just starting his diet journey. So give him a break.
Give me a break. I ate fresh fruit.
I'm actually very happy that you're starting to eat healthier. It's important, man, especially when you get older.
Me too, dude. I had gotten to a point where like my t-shirts weren't fitting anymore.
Yeah, it's always bad, dude.
Yeah, and now my t-shirts are fitting again.
Yeah,
which is great. This shirt I was wearing, 2 weeks ago, this thing was fucking tight.
Yeah, a lot of what you lose at first is a bunch of water weight and a bunch of bloating, which is fine.
And I lost the first bit real quick.
Yeah, it's just a matter of changing how you eat.
Yeah.
Like, and that took me a long time to learn. Like I got the lifting weight part when I started going. Like I like lifting weights.
Yeah,
right. It's like what I like to do. I don't like the whole running and doing all that shit and doing burpee. I don't like any of that stuff.
Yeah,
I like lifting weights.
Yeah,
so that's what I decided I like doing.
Yeah. So
I stopped doing CrossFit and started just doing heavy lifting.
Yeah. Burpees
and when I started doing that, I really started seeing how the diet works with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I found out like I'm a lot happier, like just watching what I eat.
Yeah.
Right. And plus at my age, like it's really important, man. I gotta really watch what I eat. Like I'll indulge every once in a while. Like I've been going out and having burgers with my roommate every Saturday. You know what I mean? But that's like after all the work is done.
Oh yeah.
That's like after, you know what I mean? After I've eaten good during the week and I've stuck to what I know. Yeah. Right. And so like for me, it's simple, right? For me, what I do is I have a certain amount of calories, right? I have a certain amount of protein that I hit, and I don't worry about anything else. Like I know where my carbs are coming from. I know most of it's going to come from rice or potatoes, something like that. I know that I got to hit 215 grams of protein. So if I have a pound of meat, what I do is some people say you could do 2 pounds, 2 meals with the meat, and that'll hit your protein, but I like having other things for protein.
Yeah.
So I just do a pound of meat for a meal I do 1 meal with a pound of meat, right?
So are we talking like 1 pound ground chicken, raw?
Whatever, not raw.
Just through a straw. Like a thick milkshake straw, you know?
Blend it up.
Yeah.
With just water.
Yeah, and just have it through a thick milkshake straw.
No, I'm not that fucking crazy.
I mean, if you want to sanitize it, blend it up with boiling water.
I've watched people do it though. I've watched people fucking blend up fucking raw, like cooked meat.
Yeah.
Not raw, and just fucking add water to it and chug it like they call it a meat shake.
Oh, God.
Dude, it's the fucking gnarliest thing I've ever seen.
That's rough.
Dude, it is so gnarly. And it just looks like it, because there's no way you could get that thing grinded down to where you can't get that thing grinded down to where it's an actual shake. There's going to be meat chunks in it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Well, you got to swallow the chunks.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just looks awful and it fucking smells awful.
I believe it.
I would never do that.
Unseasoned?
No, they season it if they're feeling like season it. But yeah, I had a guy I used to train with would do it before we'd go to the gym.
All right, a meat shake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't going to do that.
I ain't never. It was the foulest thing I've ever smelled. And he sat there and just chugged it and told me how it works. And I'm like, nope. What I've been doing recently works. So I take that pound of meat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do 1 meal with half a pound and the next meal with a half a pound. That way I could do whatever I want for, like with breakfast, I could do my eggs and my rice and my cream of rice, because I really like cream of rice now, which is odd. And I could throughout the day, I could have a couple protein bars if I want.
Yep.
And that's where the other 100 calories of the protein comes in, right? I could have a couple protein bars. I could have a protein shake, right? Because those are things I like.
Good. Now, Shane.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you a quick question here.
Yeah.
While this is, an important and helpful topic.
Right.
Do you think breaking down exactly what is in your diet makes for good podcast listening?
Who knows?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to go out on a limb.
Do you think we've lost half of our audience?
I'm going to go out on a limb. And
I got other things to talk about. You got me on a rant because I'm so happy about you eating healthy.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you're glad for me. But first, I want to
something else. Keep it in the world of sport.
First, I want to apologize to all the listeners who have stuck with us this far. All right.
I can go on tangents, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, well, hey,
thank you for cutting me off.
We do that on this show, but it was getting a little anyway. So I want to apologize to the listeners who have stuck with us this far. I got something you will like. Yeah, you listeners, you are our ride or die bitches.
Yes,
and we love you all.
You're very loyal.
And now,
you know what we're ranked on Apple Podcasts in the United States.
What are we ranked on Apple Podcasts in the United? Wait, 111st.
No,
what?
151.
That's not quite as good as 111st, but hey, that ain't bad.
No.
Well, what's the category?
Improv comedy.
Okay, cool.
Well, we're not true crime.
We're not true. That's true. We're not true crime.
We're not a legit comedy scripted show.
We're not a legit comedy scripted show.
We kind of count as improv.
We do.
Because we don't rehearse this. Hence why I talked about a diet for 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right. All right. We are what was it? 151?
151. 151 on Apple Podcasts.
Ranked 151 in the United States?
Yes.
In the United States on Apple Podcasts for improvised comedy bullshit. Yes. Yeah. Great. Good to know.
And in Thailand, we're rated 131.
Better in Thailand?
Yeah, we're better in Thailand.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, I get email notifications about it.
Nice. I wish I knew how to say something in the Thai language.
Yeah, I don't get how we're so. I don't see how we have so many listeners in Thailand. But
thinking about it now, our listeners in Thailand probably speak English
because
that's the only language we speak.
Yeah.
So thank you to the people in Thailand.
But I have something here that I want, because I know you could go on a good rant on this. I'm going to get to my other thing in a minute.
All right, do it.
All right. So I'm not going to name this woman.
All right.
Because I think it's an old story, but I just heard it the other day.
All right.
So a woman trades in her Tesla because she didn't want to support Elon taking over Twitter.
Okay.
This is where it gets good.
Yeah.
This is where I think you're going to love this.
Yeah.
And she buys a Volkswagen.
A Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A Volkswagen. Because, wow, the origins of Volkswagen are so wholesome.
Yeah. I figured you'd like that one.
So wholesome. Yes. Yes. Oh, the wagon for the Volk.
Yeah.
God damn.
Because I'm not going to support Elon.
I'm not going to support Elon, but Hitler's pet project. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I forgot that's what it was.
Yeah, it sort of was.
I want to tell you who the actress is, but I don't know.
Oh, it was an actress?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't even. You know what? If it was an actress, honestly, I don't want to give her the satisfaction of saying her name, whoever she is.
Yeah.
Because she's protesting Elon Musk taking over Twitter.
Yeah, because she's not going to support the hate speech that's going to go on Twitter.
The hate speech. You know the wild thing. Because so many people are like, oh my God, Twitter's ruined. As far as I can tell. And again,
It's not even called Twitter anymore.
yeah, they call it X now.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, did you see what they did in San Francisco on the building, the Twitter building,
Yeah.
the now X building?
Yeah.
They put a big X on the roof.
And the city wouldn't let them do it.
Oh, well, the city didn't have a problem, but the neighbors complained.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and so that causes a whole fucking hassle. When enough neighbors complain, the city has to be like, hey, you can take this down until we get this sorted out. So they had to take it down.
Right. I remember seeing that. It was a big old X. Dude.
So much. But I don't understand.
See, that's the thing. And I pay attention to Twitter. I know we talked about it before, but like, as far as like somebody as me does, like I've seen no change.
Yeah, I don't.
Except people make it a big deal that Twitter's changing.
I think the only thing that's really changed on Twitter more than anything else is people being mad at Twitter, but like people were always mad at Twitter anyway.
Yeah.
Now they're just mad at the new owner. Well, I don't.
It's so mind-boggling because it's not even like they gave him a chance. As soon as they heard that he bought it, they were like, "No, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not doing Twitter anymore."
Oh yeah. So many people are convinced that Elon Musk is I don't know how they got this conviction.
Right.
But they're like, oh, Elon Musk is a hate mongering, quasi-Nazi fucking Uber fucker. And
Uber fucker.
Yeah. And I don't think Elon Musk has changed at all over the time that he's been a public figure, except that he's gotten more arrogant.
Yeah.
Like more full of himself.
Yeah.
But that's the only difference.
Yeah. And then how could you not be when you're like, yeah, I created Tesla. Yeah. I bought Twitter. Yeah. Fuck you.
These same people who were hating on Elon were rhetorically sucking his dick 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And like, oh, he's the best thing that ever happened to capitalism. It's got Elon Musk. He's going to save the world. The only thing that changed was the fucking... It wasn't Elon Musk. It was the fucking people.
Yeah. It's funny because it also brings me, it's also something I've been thinking about. It's like people's behavior. And it's also like people's behavior, like out in the fucking world. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I've noticed that fucking people have lost fucking common sense.
Oh yeah.
It blows my mind.
It's insane.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I was at the store the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's like I park in a space and there's like a row of empty spots next to me to the right.
Yeah.
And a row of empty spots next to me on the left, even though I just did that wrong.
Yeah.
So a row of empty spots on the right, a row of empty spots on the left. I park in the middle.
Yep.
I don't know why. I park in the middle.
That's as good enough place as any.
It's close to the door. So I can just run in there and get my shit.
Yeah. It's not like you're parking unnecessarily close to somebody else.
Right. Here's what pissed me off. Somebody parks, mind you, there's like 10 spaces to my left, 10 spaces to my right.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody jackknife. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. This still works me up.
His hands are going very expressive.
So I parked here. Somebody jackknifes in, right?
Yeah.
Where they're so close to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the back end of their car is so close to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't get in my door. I can't get in the front door.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
And it's an Astrovan. And like an old Astrovan.
If that wasn't such a kind of like a treasure that they're still on the road.
Yeah.
If it wasn't that, I would say key that fucker.
Dude, I had to sit there. Literally, I was fucking fuming. I was like, dude, I'm looking at all the spots to the left. I'm looking at all the spots to the right, and I'm standing there. This lady comes by, and she's like, "Did she hit you?" And I'm like, "No." She looked at how she was parked, and she goes, "Why on earth would somebody do that?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
I don't know. So I have to walk back into the grocery store to find the person who parked like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just turns out to be this little old lady who I'm not going to swear at her. Not old, but like, and she wasn't, how do I say this the right way? She was not from our country. She was not from the United States. How about that?
Okay. She was a foreigner.
A foreigner.
Okay.
Who barely spoke English.
Okay.
And she comes out of the car, and I think the way she looked, like the fear in her face when she saw me standing by the car, like I was like, wait a minute here. I'm not going to be an asshole.
You can be, especially when you're angry. Yeah. You get this fucking face and this air and about you.
I went
you
there.
You can be in a very intimidating guy.
And I went there, and that's the thing. And I saw the look in her face, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute here. Chill, dude, chill.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, excuse me, ma'am. Because rather than saying what I wanted to say, which was building up in my head for like 10 minutes, I was like, excuse me, ma'am, you are parked super close to me.
Yeah. And
she comes and looks, and she's like, you could still get in.
She said that.
Yeah. And I'm like, hold it. I'm keeping it together. And I'm like, no, I can't. I can't back out because of where the back end of your car is either.
Yeah.
Could you please move? Still being cool. And she's like, well, I don't necessarily see why you're making a big deal about this, but yeah, I mean, you could have still pulled out in broken English, mind you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please just move your car and I'm thinking in my head, before I say or do something really stupid.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you because now she's like, she could just do the right thing.
Yeah.
But instead she's fucking trying to be like, oh, I mean, fuck that. See, that is where I start to go like, fuck this bitch.
And that's where I was going. That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Right. Until another person, same lady from earlier, actually came over and said, no, there's no way he could get out.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for you to park like this. I figure once it's a woman on woman situation, it's cool with me.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to feel like an asshole now.
Okay.
And this woman was she was like, there's no way he could get out. And there's at least 10 empty spaces down the road and 10 empty spaces up top. So I don't know why you even decided to park. And she's like, oh no, I'll get in and move. She got all nice with the other lady. I was surprised her. This is like common sense, right?
Yes.
Like, why are you going to park like that?
Yes.
Why are you going to act like that when you know you're in the wrong?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There are in this world people who their baseline is to not give one thought for others.
Yeah, see,
not one fucking thought.
I used to be like that, and it's not I wasn't too happy when I lived that way.
Me too.
And I can't see how you could survive and be a functional person in the world if you just live in your own little world and don't care about anybody else.
Well, she made it to whatever ripe old age she was.
Yeah, she was kind of old. Older than me. I mean,
honestly, I think it helps because when you're like a little old lady, people aren't gonna deck you.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. No matter how, because like if this would have been a different situation if it was some fucking punk 20-year-old dude,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
completely different situation. Yeah. If this punk 20-year-old dude did exactly the same shit she did,
right. And it just got me thinking, and since then I started paying attention to like people in common sense, right? It seems like for the last couple of years, dude, since the pandemic's been over, people are just like, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
It's fucking sad.
Well, now I think maybe part of that, and I'm gonna opine a bit, maybe pontificate. And I'm not gonna do either of those. This is a speculation.
Ooh,
this is speculation because I'm assuming you were here in the county of Sonoma when this happened. All right. I recently, just a couple of days ago, was down south in the county of Marin.
Ooh.
Right. For our listeners, that is the county that borders our county to the south.
It is actually the second richest county in the country.
Yeah. And the first oldest county in the country.
Yes. So you could just kind of just saying that, you kind of tell what kind of people are going to be there.
But I'm going to say this right here, right now. In Marin County, you can go into any parking lot and you can tell what the culture of the county and the behavior of the people is.
Yeah.
And the culture and the behavior is shit.
Yeah.
Complete shit.
Yeah.
And these and look, I grew up in Marin County. I can say this.
I lived there for a long time.
Yeah.
Close to 20 years, I think.
Yeah. So I know this place, but these people are all convinced that they are in the right.
Yeah.
And they all, not all, honestly, it's a loud minority, but it is a large and aggressive minority, behave like dog shit.
Yep.
Complete fucking dog. Like this lady.
Yeah.
Imagine living in a place where like 30% of the people you come across were that lady.
That would be awful.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's why I moved from there.
So horrible.
And it's probably one of the best things I ever did. So there was one other thing that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
That's totally opposite of all this. Because I think I'm still curious about common sense. Like, if you're out there, leave us a comment. Maybe, what's common sense like where you live?
Mm-hmm.
Is it shit? Do people respect each other?
I think it's not even common. That's like common courtesy.
Common courtesy. I think that's what more
common courtesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, comment. What's some common courtesy shit where you're there? There's a lot of. I mean, like a big one, and our penis listeners will understand. But urinal etiquette is important.
Yeah.
You know? If there's 3 urinals and they're all empty, you don't pop into that middle one, even though it is very tempting to do.
And it's enticing.
Because it forces the next guy to have to go right next to you.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer.
That's a bummer.
So what you do,
also,
what you do is you go to, depending on your height,
right?
You choose either the little one or the regular one.
Right.
They're on each end, and it gives the next guy the opportunity to have a 1 urinal buffer between you and him. This is basic shit. And so many people
don't do it.
Yeah. These people probably grew up using urinals their whole life.
Probably.
Yet, for some insane reason, when they see the 3 urinal problem, they choose the middle urinal.
I think I'm going to call the episode that.
The 3 urinal problem.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to call the episode.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, man. I get it. And you don't want to be the guy that pisses all over the fucking, if you go to in the stall.
Yeah.
I used to think this was funny when I was like 10 years old.
Right.
But you don't want to be the guy that pisses all over the fucking floor and all over the fucking,
right.
The folding down seat. You don't want to be that guy either.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, even, and you still think that's funny.
Yeah, like if you're a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
All right, kids do what kids do.
Yeah.
But if you're a grown-ass man, come on.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. I had something else I wanted to talk about, but I was looking at the time. I don't know if we could get to it.
Remember last time when we shoehorned something in?
Yeah.
And that might have been a good topic.
Ice Cube?
Yeah, that might have been a good topic. We might have been able to riff on that, but we just shoehorned it in the end.
Right.
It ended up being kind of a bummer.
Yeah. I don't know how many people listened until the end of the episode.
Well, whoever is, they can hear what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
And our loyal listeners, we love you.
We do.
And because of that, we're not just going to shoehorn in some random shit at the end.
It was good too. I'm going to leave you with the question, though.
All right, yeah, leave me with the question.
I'm going to leave you with the question. Do people actually play pickleball?
Okay,
think about it.
Yeah,
is it just a social media hype, or are people in social media making fun of it, or do people actually play?
I think people actually play, but then again, I've never seen it.
Either have I. I've always seen people making fun of it.
Never in my life have I seen a pickleball match.
Either have I. I've just seen what I've seen on the internet, which is people making fun of it.
Yeah. So do people actually play pickleball?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And we'll talk about that on the next episode.
Yeah. If we remember.
I have it in my notes. So
Yeah, good luck. All right.
all right. So until next time, people.
Do
Thank you
people
for
actually play pickleball?
They ponder that.
Yeah, let's just end it with the question.
Yeah.
So until next time, do people actually play pickleball?
Yeah. All right. Bye bye.